What's up guys? Taylor here coming to you with a lesson for Amazing Grace. I call this the chord melody version because it's a great way to play the song and play the chords of the song along with the actual singing melody all in one guitar part. So we're going to break this one down. I'm going to have tabs for you on screen. I'm going to walk you through everything that you need to know to learn how to play this one. So go ahead and like this video, subscribe to support the channel. I would sincerely appreciate it. Let's dive in and start learning this one. Alright everyone, let's start learning Amazing Grace, the chord melody version. I'm going to have the tabs on screen for you and I'm going to walk you through it and break everything down. So go ahead and start by grabbing a C major chord, and that's going to kind of set us up for this first part of the song, but we're going to start with an open G string. So we're going to play that open G string all by itself to get the song going, and then we're going to strum that C chord just up to the B string. So as we're going through this, I want you to look really closely at the tabs and make sure you're strumming the exact amount of strings that are shown, because in this case, if you strum too many strings or too little strings, you might not get the melody ringing out perfectly. So we want to be really careful to strum the exact amount of strings to really get this melody to come out. So we're going to play that open G string. We're going to strum our C chord from the A string up through the B string, and then keep holding on to that C chord. We're going to play an open E all by itself. Then we're going to move our pinky to the 3rd fret of the B string. You're still holding that C chord. Then we're going to play the 1st fret of the B string. Your finger's already there. It's part of the C chord that you're still holding. And then we're going to put our pinky on the 3rd fret of the G string to form a C7 chord. And we're going to strum that chord out. We're going to strum from the A string all the way up to the high E. So here's what we got so far. Open G, strum that C chord, open high E, 3rd fret of B, 1st fret of B, pinky to the 3rd fret of G. That gives us our C7 chord that we can strum. And then we're ready to move on to the next section. So now we're going to hit a little transition note. We're going to play the 3rd fret of the B string all by itself. You could play it with your pinky or your ring finger. And that's going to transition us over to the next chord, which is going to be an F chord. So with this song, you can get away with not barring those top 2 strings on F. So you may have seen that there before, where we usually play an F chord with that little bar up top there. But you can actually not do that in this case if you don't want to. So you can just grab the 3rd fret of D, 2nd fret G, 1st fret B, and then we're just going to strum those 3 strings in there. And then keep holding that F chord. You're going to play the G string then all by itself. So you're already holding 2 on the G string. That's part of the F chord. So just play that G string all by itself and then move back over to your C chord. But this time you're only going to strum 3 strings. You're just going to strum from the A string up to the G string. So that little section will sound like this. We got that little transition note, 3 on the B string, strum that F chord, play that G string note one more time, and then strum that C chord. And let's keep moving. So we're going to use our C chord again, so stay right there, keep holding that C chord. We're going to play the open G string again. We're going to strum that C chord up to the B string just like the first time through. Open high E all by itself. 3rd fret of B with our pinky, 1st fret of B with our 1st finger. It's already part of that C chord, so just keep holding on to that C chord. And then we can go ahead and change it over to an A minor chord. And we can strum 5 strings there from the A string up to the high E. We then have another transition note. We got the 3rd fret of the B string again. I would suggest grabbing it with your ring finger. You can do it with your pinky though if that feels better. And then we are going to go jump into a full G chord. So we want to do a 4-fingered G chord in this case, 2nd fret low E string, 3rd fret low E string, 2nd fret A, open D, open G, 3rd fret B, 3rd fret high E, and we can strum all 6 strings there. So here's how that'll all sound as we put it together. Not too bad, right? Sounding good, and we're already halfway through the song. You're doing great. Let's go ahead and knock out the second half. I'm going to have you jump back over to a C chord. So we're kind of using that C chord to set ourselves up again for this next part, but we're going to start with some single notes. So we're going to start with just an open high E, and then we're going to add our pinky to the 3rd fret of the high E string while still holding that main C chord, and then we're going to strum that. So we're strumming from the A string up to the high E, and we've added our pinky to the 3rd fret of the high E to give us this little extra note in our C chord. So open E, strum with your pinky on the 3rd fret of the high E, and then you're just going to do a little back and forth, 0, 3, 0 on the high E, and I want you to use your pinky to do that, and still hold on to that C chord. And then we're going to go back over to that C7, so now our pinky is going to move over to the G string 3rd fret. You're still holding on to the main C chord, and we're going to strum that out. Alright, and then we are ready to break the C chord finally, so we can lift our fingers, get rid of that C chord. We're going to play an open G all by itself as we transition over to the next chord, which is going to be F again. And again, you don't have to bar, you can just grab 3rd fret D, 2nd fret G, 1st fret B. Just strum those 3 strings. And then we're going to play the B string and the G string again while still holding that F chord. So 1st fret B, 2nd fret G, those notes are already part of the F chord. So strum that chord, then play the B string and the G string. And we're ready to move back over to C again. And we're just going to strum those 3 strings like before. The A string up through the G string. Here's what we got so far in the second half. Alright, we're getting close. Now we are going to transition to another chord again, so we're going to hit our open G as kind of a transition note, and then we're going to strum A minor. And I want you guys to just stop at the B string again. So A string up through the B string, then we're going to play that open high E, hang on to that A minor chord still, pinky, 3rd fret of B, 1st fret of B, it's already part of the A minor chord, so just keep holding on to that. And then we are jumping to an E minor chord. That E minor chord, you can go ahead and strum all 6 strings. And it's just one strum, then we're all done with E minor. We've got this little transition note again, 3rd fret of the B string. And then we're moving on to our last couple chords. We've got an F chord. And again, you can just strum those 3 strings. D string, G string, and B string. And then we have a G chord. In this G chord, we want an open B string up at the top. So what I like to do is just move my 3rd and 2nd finger up to the top 2 notes of G, so that you have the 3rd fret of the low E, 2nd fret of A, and then just strum that, but stop at the B string there. So we have an open B at the top. and then we're back to a C chord, and that is the song, guys. You did it. So C chord, we're just going to stop at the B string again. So here is the whole thing all together. Alright guys, that's it. We learned Amazing Grace today, the chord melody version. I hope you guys enjoyed this one and that you have a lot of fun with it. It's an awesome song to have under your belt, so keep practicing it. Check the links in the description where you can actually get the written music for this and print that out so that you have some music to practice with. And then if you do need some help with your guitar playing, check out the other link in the description that I have for you, which will show you my muscle memory training system that will help you learn guitar very quickly using the power of muscle memory and help you get to the point where you really feel confident in your ability to play this thing and you have a really solid foundation in place. Thanks so much, guys. I will see you in the next lesson.